said, why don't we let Rick take it from here?
What?
Rick, fetch it, boy!
How cool is that?
A canine cannon? I love it! Judgment mode! Guilty! Ha!
Let's do it!
Canine cannon!
Fire!
Hey, what is going on, Rangers? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to my review of Rick from Power Rangers SPD. Rick was designed by Dr. Cat Manx, and he is basically a robot police dog that has a super secret power where he can turn into a giant cannon for the Rangers. In the show, Rick is quite agile and fully articulated, and they did an excellent job, as good as they could, bringing all of that fun, articulation, and playability into the toy. Now let's go ahead and look at Rick up close. So bringing Rick up close, let's check out his features first. He is basically, like he is in the show, a white and black police dog. We have some robotic etching here in gray plastic on both sides of his back thighs. That's pretty much all of the robotic components that we see in Rick, other than these vents up here. He does have this soft rubber leash on him that's also used as a holster when he is in cannon mode. Underneath, we can see there's very little undercarriage. There's some ribbing in the black plastic here. And if we just move his legs forward just a little bit, you can see his battery compartment. He takes 2 AAA batteries. We can get a closer look at Rick's face. Pardon mine is a little scuffed from years of play as a young ranger. He has the SPD police badge up here. No eyes, just a visor. I don't recall in the show if he showed any emotion in the face. I do believe that he had LEDs built into his visor that would portray different emotions, such as eyeballs or different emotes. But yeah, guys, Rick is really, really cool, and I'm happy that I got a chance to pick this up. So let's go ahead and talk about all of the articulation on this figure slash weapon. First of all, the head can go up and down just slightly, and the mouth can open pretty wide, and that is because to transform Rick, they always throw Rick his bone. So we will do this when it is time for transformation into cannon mode. His front legs do not have an elbow because they house the blaster for cannon mode, but you can get them to go all the way back down here, as long as it doesn't get stuck on the leash. And then they can go all the way back to meet the rear thigh. So you get a lot of articulation. He's not the best at balancing on 3 legs, so you can't really get him into that many poses, unfortunately, with moving the front legs. The rear legs have full thigh 360. Do the transformation on a very strong ratchet joint, as you can hear the clicks, and his legs at the back knee can go up and down. Not sure what poses you can get Rick into with this. I've never really tried. You can get him to stand on his back legs like this, sort of like in a begging behavior. Put him up like this, sort of like he's reaching to go up. So that's cool that the back legs are strong enough for you to pose him in some cool poses. Make sure that everything's back to how it should be. So now we can go ahead and demonstrate the electronics for this figure in dog mode. You can see that red trigger on the tail will activate the sound effects. So we will just switch it on right there. and we should get some sort of barking sound. It's not the best barking sound, but it's also a robot, so that sort of metallic robotic bark, I guess we can accept. For those of you who are wondering, the speaker for this figure is on his back right underneath the leash. You can see it right in there. So we've looked at Rick in dog mode. It is now time to transform Rick into cannon mode. So first we're going to open up his mouth. And we're going to give that dog his bone. Close it back up. You do not need to put the bone in his mouth. I'm sure that if you are buying this figure off of eBay or a third-party seller, it might be difficult to find that bone. So just keep your eye out for it if you are planning on purchasing this from online sellers. So let's transform Rick. What we're going to do is fold up his legs right back here into his back thigh on both sides. And we're just going to rotate his whole back section around by grabbing the tail and rotating it. Next, what we are going to do is fold the front legs forward just like this, so that they're pretty much flush at a 90 degree. And we're going to rotate these cannons out from the back of his legs just like that. And they're also on ratchet joints. So here we have Rick in Canine Cannon mode. This is a very cool blaster for the season of SPD being police. How they turn their police dog, their canine, into the Canine Cannon, the weapon itself. To activate the blaster sound, of course, we just pull that trigger. So in reality, you would be holding it by the leash and then pulling the trigger. You get that sort of countdown beeping timer, and then you get the blasting sound. So once again, we will pull that trigger for one last time to get that sound effect. Super, super cool. Alright guys, so that has been my review on Rick from Power Rangers SPD. I think, again, it is a really cool idea that they took the police dog and were able to transform that idea into the weapon for the Rangers. How cool is that? I think that the articulation that they gave us with this figure was awesome. That posability with the back legs, being able to stand him up like I did, is really, really cool and brings a lot of life to this toy. And again, it's just a cool looking blaster with those twin barrels. The fact that they gave you this leash that you need, it's so big in your hands that you need to hold it by some sort of handle for its pure power. Really cool design. We got the SPD badge right up front. Super cool. Guys, if you did like the video, I kindly ask that you leave a like on the video. It helps it get out to other Rangers just like you who would love to come here and see the video for themselves and talk all things Power Rangers with us. And if you haven't yet, I invite you to hit that subscribe button and join the Ranger Ready family today. We would love to have you here to talk all things Power Rangers with and to see all of my reviews. We do regular Power Ranger content reviews and more here on this channel. Channel news, as always, the Twitch channel is live. Come join us when we are live there, guys. Turn on notifications. That is twitch.tv/ranger_ready_official. And of course, the Discord is live. Link in description. Come on over to the Ranger Ready official Discord and strike up a conversation about your favorite Ranger, season, Megazord weapon, Morpher, villain, and more. And lastly, Patreon is now live. All Patreon members do get significant channel benefits, so go check that out if you are interested. And I will see all of you Rangers in the next video.